I was having dinner with my boyfriend Vincent at this amazing Italian restaurant. After having dinner, Vincent suddenly held my hand and said, "Love you, Elaine." I blushed and said, "I love you too, Levi." I froze as I watched his face turn bright red. I realized the mistake I made and I quickly said in a shaking voice, Vincent, I love you, Vincent." But Vincent didn't buy it. He held my hand quickly and stared at me with an angry face. "Who's Levi? Are you seeing someone behind my back? Are you cheating on me?" I replied quickly, "No, of course not. Why would I do that?" Then he stood up and left immediately. Tears started running down my face. Who is Levi? Why did I call my boyfriend another name? Also, I don't know anyone named Levi. So what's wrong with me? I apologized to Vincent, but he wouldn't believe me. I went home heartbroken. My life was getting out of control because of these weird dreams I've been having lately. I feel like someone else is living my life instead of me. It started with me having dreams about places and people I've never seen in my life. I know the human imagination is capable of that, but still it seemed weird to dream people I've never met and poor old neighborhoods that I only see in movies. The first time I dreamt of a girl getting kidnapped. The second was me entering a deserted, dark, dusty building. I thought that these dreams were nightmares until the other day, I saw my friend Tina walking towards me, and I screamed at her involuntarily, "Watch out, Tina, he's behind you!" I saw a bad man wanting to hurt her. He looked like he wanted to steal her money. But to my surprise, Tina looked embarrassed. She walked to me slowly and said, "Are you crazy? People are looking at us. No one is behind me. Are you okay?" I realized that it was my imagination, and that those weird dreams are messing with my head during the daytime, not only at night. But I didn't know that I would start forgetting people's names, especially those close to me, like Vincent. Am I going insane? Should I talk to someone about this? I got home to my parents watching TV. Like most old boring couples, TV is their best way to relax. Mom said to me, "Hey, Elaine, is there something wrong? You look upset." I sighed and said, No, it's just..." But before I got the chance to finish that sentence, I heard the speaker on the TV saying, "Telepathy is always the strongest among family members. They can send each other signals. They feel what the other person is feeling. Sometimes they might even have the same thoughts." I shivered. I freaked out and yelled, "Mom, make it louder!" Mom took the remote and pushed the volume button, and the expert started explaining how identical twins could have this strong bond that makes them feel each other's pain. In rare cases, they might see the same dreams. My head was spinning. I felt so confused to hear these things. Could I be sharing my dreams with someone else? If yes, then who could it be? Mom noticed my facial expressions change with every word the expert said. I didn't want to worry her, so I said, "I'm tired. I'll be going to bed early." But I couldn't sleep. Not after what I heard. I kept thinking about it all night. Was someone trying to communicate with me? If yes, then who would it be? My friends were all well and fine. My cousins and distant relatives are well too. All of them are healthy and they live safely. Then it struck me. Could I have a relative or family member somewhere? I've known that I was adopted since I was 5 years old. But somehow I never asked about my original family, or even if I had one. I was happy with Mom and Dad because they were literally the best. I always thought of myself as an only child. My heart started racing at this thought. I couldn't wait for morning to come. At 8 a.m., I rushed to their bedroom. I opened the door violently and asked, "Mom, Dad, was I the only child when you adopted me, or did I have brothers and sisters?" My parents were still sleepy, but my question woke them up. Dad asked, "Why? What's wrong? Don't you like it here?" I responded, "Oh, no, not at all. I couldn't ask for better parents. It's just, I've been having these dreams." My parents looked worried when I explained everything that's been happening lately. I told them about the dreams and the confusion I've been having. The only plausible explanation would be this. Someone is trying to connect with me, and I repeated what the expert said on TV. Dad asked, "Are you sure you're not just imagining things? Maybe you're just stressed out." I was pissed. I was not making things up. So Mom said, to ease the tension, "We would have to contact the orphanage we picked you from. Only the manager there knows because the documents we have don't mention anything about you having relatives." And that's how our mission started. The next day, Mom and Dad called the manager, who instantly remembered them. They were the first American couple to adopt a girl from my original country. The manager confirmed that I had a twin sister. Her name was Cora. But looking for her and getting her address would take time, and we would have to wait. I was happy to solve the mystery finally, but the waiting part was killing me, especially with the dream I had 2 days later. I dreamt of a girl running in a dark, dangerous alley. She was screaming for help. I woke up sweating and breathing heavily. Was my sister in real danger? Was she asking for my help? I talked to my parents and I insisted on traveling to my home country. I need to find her and save her. I wouldn't be able to live my life normally knowing that she's in danger. My parents tried to talk me out of it, but I wouldn't listen. So they just had to go along. We booked tickets and went there. It was my first time seeing my country. It was so different, and not in a good way. I'm used to living a rich, comfortable life. I was surrounded with nice, clean things all my life, and here, it's not quite the same. We arrived at the orphanage. The manager, who was a nice old lady with white hair, welcomed us. Wow, I didn't know you were all that serious about it. I still haven't gotten enough information about it. I responded nervously. Just give me what you've got. The manager took us to her office and handed us a bunch of pictures and papers. It had addresses and names of the people we could contact. We took them and we went back to the hotel to figure out where to start. The next day, we went to one of the first addresses we had. It led us to an old building outside the city. People there stared at us. I'm sure they've never seen foreigners before, I told Dad as I was clinging more and more to him. Dad asked the landlord there about the family who adopted Cora. He grabbed my hand and pushed me towards the man for him to take a good look at me. If she's my twin, we must look alike then. The landlord stared at me for a couple of minutes and said, "The dad died 2 years ago. The mom and daughter move out. I don't know where they went." We were disappointed to hear this, but it didn't stop us from looking. We went to all the addresses and asked all the people that we were able to contact. But that didn't lead us to where she was. It was like she disappeared or something. 2 weeks later, it was time to give up. We had to go home. My parents needed to get back to their work, and I was exhausted emotionally. I couldn't find her, but I did what I had to do. A night before we left, I asked my parents to let me go out and explore the area by myself. They were tired, so Dad told me, "Keep your phone on and don't get too far." I nodded my head and I went out. I had dinner in one of the local restaurants and went to the main square where people gathered to celebrate. They were having a festival of some kind. Food stands were on the side, kids playing with balloons, music, and fireworks. I stood on the side watching and taking pictures when suddenly I heard a girl shouting, "Help! Help!" I looked around, but no one was there. A few seconds later, I heard the same sound, but this time it was clearer and sounded more terrifying. It was coming from a dark alley behind one of the food stands. I ran to it quickly, and oh my God, it was the same alley that I saw in my dream. Dark, narrow, and creepy. I shouted, "Hello? Is anyone here? Do you need help?" And the voice responded, "Yes, please, I hurt my leg." I used my phone's flashlight and started walking. There was a little girl on the ground. She was crying and she scratched her knee. I tried to lift the girl up. She was shivering. It was not that cold, so I asked, "What's wrong?" And she responded, "She's after me! They're after me!" I asked, "What do you mean?" The girl got up and leaned on my shoulder, but before she got the chance to speak another word, I heard someone saying, "Leave her and go away. It's none of your business." The little girl clinged on to me. She stood behind me, and then I saw a figure coming towards us. It was a girl with a fierce look on her face. She was wearing old, ripped clothes, and when I looked at her, I said with a shaking voice, "Is that you? Cora?" She looked exactly like me, except the hair, of course, and the fact that she looked so strong and could hurt me in a second if she wanted to. Cora was confused. She asked aggressively, "How do you know my name?" She stood there checking me out like I was some kind of alien. The little girl took advantage of these moments and she ran away while limping on her foot. Cora yelled at me, "Why did you let her run away, you idiot? I needed her money." Wait, does she rob people? And then it all clicked. The dreams I've been having are not about Cora. She's not the one being attacked. The dreams are about the people Cora attacks and robs. She dreams about them. Cora needs my help, but she needs my help to stop her from hurting other people, not the other way around. I stopped her and said, "Cora, I'm your twin sister, and whether you know it or not, you asked for my help. I've been seeing the same dreams you're having about the girls you steal from." Cora looked shocked. She didn't say anything, so I continued explaining to her how we got separated at birth and got adopted by 2 families. I told her about the dreams, the orphanage, the landlord, and everything that got me here. I added, "I know that your dad died. Where do you and your mom live?" But to my shock, Cora said, "Mom died a few months ago. I live alone, close to here." Cora and I went to see where she lived. It was a small hut with a straw roof. I got inside and there wasn't much, a bed and old furniture. Cora said sadly, When you have no one to support you, you have to manage. I don't steal because I enjoy it, I steal to survive. I got back to the hotel the next morning after I spent the night at Cora's. We talked all night and got to know each other. My parents were freaking out. They wanted to report to the police that I was missing. Luckily, I got there on time. After much discussion, my parents decided to adopt Cora. She burst out crying when I told her the news. Right now, Cora's living with us. She's being homeschooled so she can join me for next year. She's doing her best. As for Vincent, he forgave me after he heard my strange story. We went back dating. One afternoon, however, I asked Cora, "By the way, sis, who is Levi?" Cora blushed and said, "The baker's boy. He used to give me free bread." She obviously had a thing for him. It's all on her face.